I've seen some good work papers in my time, but frankly, I've seen a lot more that have serious flaws. What's interesting is that the root cause of many of the mistakes that I see with Excel work papers have nothing to do with Excel at all. Rather, they have to do with how we as CPAs approach the creation and development of Excel work products. The main mistakes I see in the preparation of Excel work papers are as follows. Mistake number one is thinking you need to know more Excel in order to make quality Excel work papers. Think about what I just said. In the title of the video, am I talking about getting better at Excel? No. I'm talking about producing high-quality work products using Excel, and most CPAs already know enough Excel right now in order to do that. To be clear, I'm not saying that you don't have to have a certain level of proficiency with Excel to create quality work papers. What I am saying is that in most cases, the answer to creating great work papers isn't more functions, more shortcuts, tips, tricks, and so on. No, your effectiveness in creating quality work products has mostly to do with the excellence with which you execute on the Excel that you already know. Mistake number two is thinking the work papers you create using Excel are your work papers. They're not. The work papers belong to the person who ultimately has to explain, sign off, and stand behind them. In other words, the work papers belong to your manager, not you. Now, it's true that as the preparer, you have a tremendous amount of influence in terms of how the Excel workbook is put together, but don't ever forget who the work is really for. This doesn't mean you shouldn't exercise initiative and your best judgment in the development of the work papers, and I'm certainly not suggesting that you check your brain in at the door and just robotically go through the motions with the same as last year mentality. I'm simply saying that in terms of format and presentation, it's important to defer to your manager to make the work papers what they want versus what you want. Mistake number three is believing that you should use Excel in a way that saves you more time. That's completely inconsistent with my previous point. Remember, who are the work papers for? Your manager. And so it follows that you should use Excel in a way that saves them more time. I'm not saying that you shouldn't strive to be efficient. Definitely do that. But in most cases, recognize that it takes more time, not less, to create work papers that enable your manager to review them with confidence, quickly, and efficiently. Building on the previous point, mistake number four is equating efficiency with complexity. And more specifically, it's thinking that complex Excel formulas are desirable. For example, let's say that I'm trying to do my best to make an Excel work paper as clear as possible, but it's taking a lot of time. I could say to myself, hey, I know, I'll shorten the process by combining several steps into a single Excel formula. And what's more, I'll also incorporate the use of an obscure function that's rarely used in practice, and that will impress my manager and they'll be happy with my work. Here's the reality. If you use an approach that's packed with complexity, your manager is very likely to be impressed with your intelligence, but it doesn't mean that they're going to be happy with your work paper. Remember, their goal is to get comfortable that the answer or the conclusion is accurate and that it's in line with their expectations, and if it's not, they want to understand why. These kinds of questions are much easier for a manager to resolve in their minds if the Excel formulas are straightforward, easy to follow, and easy to understand. In summary, what's the point of using a complex approach if your manager, the person who's ultimately responsible for signing off on the workbook, can't easily follow what's going on? This is one of the main reasons that it's best to use a simple approach to your work papers whenever possible, and only resort to complexity when there's no other way to get to where you need to be. If you found this video to be helpful, please like it, leave a positive comment, recommend it to others who might benefit, and subscribe to my channel by clicking on my profile picture in the screen that follows. If you're a tax leader and you're interested in CPE tailored to your needs and organization, then feel free to contact me directly. Thank you for watching.